Welcome everyone to another episode of Wong Chat. Tonight, I have my good friends, two good friends. We have BindiSmalls and MightySox. They're both amazing creators and also amazing friends. And they're known on the internet for all kind of crazy things. Let's see.
We've got to work. So we're making sure that our names are in front of our persons.
There's actually three things I want to talk to you guys about. Well, maybe two, mostly two. One is the Sean guinea pig thing, and the other one is the 3D printing thing.
It was before we did like any cosplay stuff.
The girl I dated before Natasha, and she fostered a guinea pig. And I had never interacted with guinea pigs before. I really enjoyed playing with this guinea pig. And so me and my ex parted ways. I wanted to foster guinea pigs of my own. So we had Lucky. I decided one day I wanted to make armor for Lucky, and I made it out of scale mail. I learned how to do it. It takes a very long time. And it hurts your hands like crazy.
Yeah.
So I made it for him, and I put it on him, and we like took some pictures, and then we went to a Renaissance fair, and they had these like little helmets, and I was like, well, fuck, I'm buying that for him. That was when the Daft Punk song Get Lucky came out, and I was like, Tosh, they're out to get Lucky. So we put the armor on him, we put the helmet on him, we had this little photo box, and we put him in the box, and we took these photos. It could not have been a week later. He just passed away in his sleep, completely healthy, and then just like dead. I was bummed. I decided I wanted to do a charity auction with the armor, and I just threw it up on eBay for like 20 bucks. And eBay lets you do like this auction is for charity. I didn't really tell anybody about it. It just blew up. I started getting phone calls and emails.
It was within like
a couple days.
A couple days that it was on like blogs. It was on TV shows.
But yeah, so it blew up like crazy, and it ended up selling for like $22,400. When it came time to pay the bill, he wouldn't do it, and I said, why? You know, like, what's wrong? And his translated reply was, my PayPal doesn't go that high. You can ask the second place bid and the third place bid. So I went down all 10, the top 10, and everyone said, no, I'm not interested anymore. You know, because it was like a viral thing. And then once it came time to pony up, no one was willing to do it. So I had to relist it, and it actually sold for $2,000.
Which was still
that's a decent
amount of money.
Yeah, it was good.
The most heartbreaking thing was that the guinea pig ladies, the ladies at the foster, at the rescue, when they saw how much it had been going for, they were crying.
Yeah.
Because all of that goes back to, you know, their foundation so that they can help rescue guinea pigs. They were just so happy.
Yeah.
So when we had to like break the news, they were just like heartbroken. But they understood, obviously, there's nothing we could do about it. But yeah, it's hard to like deliver that news. They're still very, very, very happy to get what they did, because that still helps a crap load.
Of course.
But yeah.
Speaking of your job, let's finally talk about 3D printing.
Yes, 3D printing.
Yes.
You know, because we like to talk about literally everything else.
Wait, you got into 3D printing because you work at a company?
No,
actually.
It was Sean.
Sean got into it. Actually, yes and no. I had started 3D modeling before you'd ever even kind of thought about it, and I sent something to Shapeways. Remember the Elizabeth necklace, and got it? And you were like, fuck it, let's get a 3D printer. If we can make things to pay off the 3D printer, like, why don't we just buy the 3D printer? So I'd like made this one thing. Basically, I learned to 3D model, very, very rudimentary 3D modeling. Sent it off to Shapeways, had it professionally printed, you know, somewhere else, got it back. And it was pretty expensive at the time. It was like a little medallion about like that big, and it was flat. It was about $50. Like, that's pretty fucking expensive at the time. And then so we get that, and we, you know, me and Sean were like, this is so cool, this is awesome. I hadn't even considered getting a 3D printer at that point. I was just like, this is a cool service, maybe I can make cool things in the future. And Sean was like, started reading more articles about it, and then we attended a fair.
Oh dude, no, you're leaving out the crucial step.
What's that?
The whole reason I got into 3D printing is because I fucking suck at crafting. I can't make shit. I can't make anything.
That's not true.
And I wanted to cosplay Zero from Borderlands 2, who's like the ninja guy with like the helmet. It's like helmet. You know, like it's like Daft Punk-ish.
Very smooth.
And I was like, how am I gonna make that? And I was like, she's like, you could do like this and like that and like this and like then you do this and you like this and paint. And I was like, fuck that. I can't do any of that shit. What about 3D printing? And that's what led me down this rabbit hole. Sorry, passing.
No, it's okay. You made a mask first, actually. You made a psycho mask from Borderlands 2. And he made it using the folded paper method called Pepakura. Yeah, the psycho. The folded paper method, Pepakura.
Yes.
And then he put Bondo on top of it and like sanded it, right?
Yeah, and it was such a fucking
and he hated it.
I've never done that again. Fuck that shit. I've never ever done that again. Yeah. It took so long, and I was like, there's got to be a better.
It is a long process.
It took me probably a year and a half before I could get an object and be confident that I could print it on that printer.
Yes. My process has been changing through technology as well as like through literally physical changes too. Like what sanding tools we use, all of that has changed crazy amounts till today. But yeah, it should be like this.
What are those?
These are helmets from The Mandalorian, actually.
So how do you make it shiny? Because like when the first time I saw you,
how do I make it shiny?
Won't get interrupted by me.
This is a process that it takes a lot of
fun. Super impressed by your
the tracer. I'm sure is what you're gonna say.
No, not this tracer. The other one. The tracer, of course, is really shiny, but that's later already.
Nova?
Yes. Nova was already amazing. When I say shiny, it's not like metal shiny, but like also
sure.
I loved hearing that you guys had to Photoshop yourself out.
I had to, armor. Yeah.
The funny thing is that with the breastplate for Nova, the boobs, literally the boobs on Nova were so shiny that people
polished them up myself, boys.
Photographers that day that were working with me were complaining about like I can't get myself out of the shot because you could see the reflection. It was I clear coated them quite a lot so that they were shiny.
It was great.
I clear coated them too.
When I was in college playing World of Warcraft alone in my apartment, I never thought that Louis Vuitton would be releasing a freaking League of Legends line. That's crazy. Nerd culture and luxury brands used to be like so far apart from each other, especially in America. Like that was.
Oh yeah, like we're finally. I wouldn't say it's cool, but we're finally not uncool.
All right, we're finally not unique anymore. There's no like specialness about being a gamer. Which to be honest, I'm old enough not to give a shit anymore. When I was younger, I'm sure I would have been like, "What? Dude, that sucks." I knew about it before anybody else did. I was such a hipster.
Yeah.
You know,
I used to get beat up for liking this shit.
Yeah,
this game in particular.
Used to get beat up for liking it.
I got called mean things for loving this game. And tomorrow I took off work for it, and everyone's like, "Oh, I understand. It's kind of a big deal now."
There was a saying during like the .com rise and fall and all that stuff that the geek will inherit the earth, and they did. Like, it's happening, right? It's happening.
We're at a point I feel like camera hardware upgrade is hitting a little, gonna be plateau for a bit.
And honestly, like especially with people who are just starting out, phones are getting really fucking good.
Oh,
and they already
this
have
guy
one.
is amazing.
When someone is just getting into videos or they're just getting into photography, you're just like, use your phone, do a lot of research, but for now, like keep using your phone and work on composition and work on like everything else.
And if you know what you're doing, I can take better photos than lots of people with this guy.
I know.
My giant camera.
It's like that saying, like the best camera is the camera you have. Which like, you know, it goes only so far, but phones are
of course
like going far.
I talk about this all the time too. Like if you, and it might be same for your cosplay stuff as well. It's like you should upgrade things when you realize you hit a problem where you're like, oh, there's something limiting me that I cannot get to the next stage because of this hardware limit. But until you realize that's a problem, you should keep improving with what you have.
I have a mantra. I'm sure you're.
That was about what I was. Yeah, go ahead.
So here's what I do. If I need a tool like a drill, right, or a camera or a webcam, I buy like Harbor Freight, right? I buy like a cheap tool, or I myself am a tool. So I buy the cheap tool that gets the job done. And if that tool works and I don't have any problems with that tool, then awesome. Just keep using that tool. That's great. What will happen is like I had a drill. I had a Kawasaki drill, and I was using it so much it eventually broke. I was like, okay, if the entry level tool I bought either like it failed and it was preventing me from using it correctly, maybe it's time to buy a version of that tool that's not so entry level anymore. Right. That's my rule. You start with a basic kind of crap tier tool, and if you outlast that tool, maybe you need to be investing some serious money into this tool so that it works for you.
Yeah, I feel like this can be applied to many different fields of expertise. Is basically whatever the tool is that you're using, once you hit that limit, your skills will essentially match that limit too. So once you unlock the next tool, like your skills can grow more, but you have to meet that limit. Otherwise, you're just replacing the tool with something that you're not necessarily learning more on.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you don't do that grind, you don't even know what's your...
If you don't do the grind, you're not getting it. No tool will make you better at your craft. I don't agree with that at all. There are definitely tools that will make you better at your craft, but you also have to like sort of upgrade your skill level along with them. It's not like I could buy the best printer in the world and just print the same files and think they're going to be the best. I also have to upgrade my skills too. But if those two things happen, I'm going to be way better at my fucking craft. Not going to keep you. Get your food. Have fun. Stay safe.
Thank you everyone for watching. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.